On Monday, the Small Business Administration released data that shows which businesses benefited from the $2 trillion stimulus package, the CARES Act. Data shows some of the money went to businesses connected to Republican members of Congress and their families, the Transportation Secretary, and a law firm and separate attorney that have represented Donald Trump. Additionally, private schools with elite clientele benefited from the $660 billion program set up to help struggling businesses during the coronavirus pandemic. Also benefiting were foreign companies and large chains. While it was intended to ensure companies would rehire workers, 90,000 companies received the aid without an agreement to do so or to create jobs. Millions of dollars were received by several major chains with private equity investors. These include P.F. Chang's and Silver Diner. Dozens of publicly traded companies returned money after the Treasury Department informed them the loans were not meant for large companies. They were also required to certify the money was necessary to support the ongoing operations while taking into account their ability to access other sources of liquidity. We think we've done a reasonably good job of suggesting that those who were not going to be able to meet the certification should have returned money, said a senior administration official. Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao's family's shipping business was one that received some of the money. She's also the wife of Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, RKY. At least 7 members of Congress or their spouses received loans. One loan recipient is Tulsa-based KTAK Corp., an operator of food franchises. It's owned by Representative Kevin Hern, ROK. He even asked in a March letter to McConnell and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, D. New York, that the loans for franchisees be increased. KTAK reported that it received between $1 million and $2 million to support 22 jobs. Miranda Dabney, Hern's spokeswoman, said the March letter was a bipartisan idea meant to simplify the way loans were calculated and that it did not benefit KTAK, as it employs fewer than 500 people. These PPP loans are all about paying employees, so any expansion or increased funding measures were aimed at helping employees of franchisees stay employed, she said. The whole program was designed to keep people off of unemployment. 3 of Representative Mike Kelly's, RPA, Pittsburgh area car dealerships received a combined amount of between $450,000 and $1.05 million to keep 97 jobs. Spokesman Andrew Eisenberger said the congressman is not involved in day-to-day operations and didn't participate in the loan discussions. Kelly's small family business employs more than 200 Western Pennsylvanians whose jobs were at risk because of Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf's business shutdown order, explained Eisenberger. Plumbing businesses that are affiliated with Representative Mark Wayne Mullen, ROK, each received between $350,000 and $1 million. A spokeswoman said he's not involved in the day-to-day operations. The attorney representing Trump and former special counsel Robert Mueller's Russia investigation and many other tenants of the president's real estate company also received loans. An office building Trump owns in Lower Manhattan is the home to 22 companies that received loans totaling at least $16.6 million. Triumph Restaurant Corp. that operates the Jean George's restaurant at the Trump International Hotel received between $2 million and $5 million. Sushi Nakazawa, a restaurant in Trump's hotel in Washington, D.C., received between $150,000 and $350,000 to retain 22 jobs. Another Trump attorney, Mark Kasowitz, is involved in a New York law firm Kasowitz, Benson and Torres that received a loan of between $5 million and $10 million to support around 400 employees. No one from the firm had any contact with anyone in the Trump administration about the PPP loan, said spokeswoman Emily Thal. She explained the loan was coordinated without the partners being involved. Along with other ways to save money, it enabled us to preserve the jobs of our hundreds of employees at full salary and benefits without interruption. Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao's family controls shipping business Foremost Maritime. It received between $350,000 and $1 million. The P.F. Chang's restaurant chain, Legal Seafoods chain, and Silver Diner chain all received loans. PF Chang said in a statement that its leadership sought additional funding so we could continue to operate our restaurants and keep team members employed. The company added, as a direct result of receiving the PPP loan, we have been able to keep more than 12,000 team members on the job and most of our restaurants open throughout this crisis with a modified offering of takeout and delivery as mandated by jurisdictions. Defense contractors and gun companies were also among those receiving loans. Foreign firms received funding as well, including Korean Air, who brought in a loan of $5 million to $10 million. 43 Planned Parenthood locations received a combined $60 million. This led 127 GOP lawmakers to suggest a federal investigation take place. The SBA sent letters to many of the affiliates ordering them to give back the money. It's unclear whether they did. The names of 660,000 small businesses and nonprofit organizations received at least $150,000 in funding, according to the PPP disclosure. This works out to be less than 15% of the total number of loans. $521 billion in loans was doled out in total, with an average loan size of $107,000. Treasury and SBA insisted it supported about 51 million mobs. Among those receiving loans, 48,922 reported zero as the number of jobs the funding would save, and 40,506 appeared to leave that section blank on the applications. 10 other companies appeared to indicate the $5 million to $10 million they were applying for was retaining only one job.